Still in our journey of self-care's aspect of wellness, on this episode, we dive deeper on why and how detox help us not only physically but mentally. Welcome to this episode of Women's Self-Care Series Season 3. Here, we open our minds to the different aspects of self-care and learn to appreciate the great things it gives into our lives. Our guest for today is the founder of Detoxswaha, living by the quote of Rudolf Steiner's, "For every human illness somewhere in the world, there exists a plant which is a cure." Makes you curious, right? With their organic, natural, pure, comforting, and therapeutic products, there's no doubt one could feel empowered and brought back their confidence that they need to be their best self. Everything that a mom needs, right? Let's learn more on how a proper and overall detox can help not just the body, but also the mind, the soul, and the heart with this lovely Swati. Hi, Swati. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. And
It's such an
congratulations
honor.
to you as well on your new season.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Okay,
Yeah.
I hope you had a great lunch and a
Yeah.
great morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into our questions right now. Could you tell us more about your background and how you've come up with Detoxswaha?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I myself,
Mhm.
I'm a mathematician and I was in the corporate world before.
Mhm.
And but the whole journey of Detox Swaha is, I think I can safely say that it's been a lifelong journey because
Oh.
the inspiration and the signals and the reasons behind Detox Swaha is not just like one reason or something which happened to me like a few years back or something. It's kind of like a pickup over the years,
Oh.
so
Yeah.
I, like, for example, like I come from a like a background where people believe in taking care of yourself and using not using too many products but using the right products,
Mm.
going for more natural remedies, even if when we in my family when we fall sick,
Mhm.
we tend to avoid the medicines and the drugs. So
Oh.
I come from a
Okay.
different, yeah, I come from a very like natural environment. Like people don't really, so they truly believe in that quote by Rudolf
Mhm.
Steiner, that every human illness has a plant cure.
Uh-huh.
So
Interesting.
but me being me and
Yes.
having traveled, brought up in different countries, and now I'm
Mhm.
settled in Singapore, it was more like, so I had relatively more sensitive skin
Mhm.
compared to others, especially say in my late teenage years.
Mhm.
So I've been a rebel, and I've gone out there and I've tried a lot of products, drugstore or luxury products or all sorts of things, products which claim that they are natural, which claim that like all sorts of products, basically all the popular ones especially. And I've even been to dermatologist for that matter. But at the end of the day, I realized that either the solution is either temporary, so it is like a prolonged remedy,
Mhm.
and it is temporary, so it's something that you get dependent on. So it's, for example, if it is a medicine or an application, you have to keep doing it, or the products don't work.
Mhm.
So that is when I kind of did my own research, and this is when my blobs of like life experiences, I
Mhm.
just brought everything together, did some research, and I made my own first scrub. So it was essentially for my own personal use, and I was like, let me see if it works or not. And it worked like magic from the first from the first time, and it was amazing. And I felt like, okay, like in 2 weeks, I think I felt, especially in Singapore weather, the weather here is very hot and humid, and it needs a lot more taking care of, at least for me.
Mhm.
And yeah, so just after that, once I it was just from a scrub, you know. I shared it with my colleagues at that time. I shared it with my family and friends, and everybody loved it. And then, you know, it's just a thing to say maybe, but they would definitely say like, oh, you should definitely put this in the market, like we all need it. And that's how the journey started, from one scrub. It is the Elysian therapy scrub, which is much more, it's an improved recipe now. But yeah, it was from that scrub that today I have Detoxswaha.
So
So yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself about my own experience, because you've said it was during your during your teenage
Yeah.
years where
Teens, yeah.
yeah, I think this is the time most of us have those
Yeah.
breakout skin. And
Yeah.
I myself have difficult have been through this, and I remember my mom also buying all these products that
Mhm.
is in the market, only for
Yeah.
us to discover that, I mean, it isn't the, I mean, it's, I live in the Philippines, like I came from the Philippines, so it is a Philippine product, which is,
Mhm.
if you think, I think it's a natural, it also is a natural bar soap, which is a
Mhm.
facial. I mean, if you
Yeah.
think of all the products in the pharmacy, where they say that this improves like this and like that, and have these
Yeah.
chemicals
Yeah.
that will help, but then it all comes to the natural. You just go back to the natural way, and it would
Yeah.
help, really help. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it resonates with your story also, and I just want to
Yeah,
share.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Good.
think I just want to add on one
Yes,
more
yes.
thing. I think it's also for me, like when I became more aware of the ingredients. So you know,
Mm.
when I started when I in my work life when I was working, so I became more aware and I started reading the ingredients as well. So that is when I realized, like, okay, they say, for example, I don't know, pomegranate something something, you
Yes,
know.
yes.
I look at the ingredients and the pomegranate extract is right at the bottom. So it's actually all of the other sorts of things just to make it aesthetically more pleasing for the user. I mean, it's, you know, it's the redundant ingredients are more than the actual active ingredients. So I wanted to change that. I wanted to bring something, some product which, you know, the ingredients actually matter and they're there for a reason. And the color and the smell and the fragrance and everything is natural. It's coming from the ingredient, it's not added extra. So that was another thing. Actually, I was like looking everywhere and I thought they're all trying to like make a fool out of me or something.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
make me remember of one quote that I read before, wherein, if it's mentioned about reading the ingredients, right? It's
Yeah.
the quote that I read is, if you cannot read the ingredients, then it's not natural.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because most of it is, most of those medically, I mean, scientifically made ingredients are those with,
Yeah.
weird words where you cannot even pronounce. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's all goes to going natural. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
We are here to talk about detox. Could you tell us
Yeah.
more? What is the meaning of detox, and how does the proper detox and the overall, I mean, how does it affects you, your body, your mind, your soul, and your heart?
Yeah, sure. Great question. Okay, so detox is essentially basically the process, or maybe it is a period of time where you consciously get rid of the toxins in your body, or you abstain from putting any toxins in your body.
Mhm.
You know, so you must have heard, for example, there is dry January, you know. So that
Mhm.
is what, that is basically like a detox way of, because December you party hard and you're celebrating Christmas and New Year's, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need a dry January to get rid of the, you know, the all the
All those
crazy
bad
diet
things.
food
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
alcohol, all sorts of, yeah. So which makes sense. So I think us as humans, I think we know to a certain extent that yes, we do need to detox as
Mhm.
time now and then. because our lifestyles have become such,
Yes.
now, as compared to maybe 10 years back, even our food is slightly more complicated, or we live in a very fast lifestyle. So we're working hard and then we go and grab a bite, and whatever it could be.
Yes.
So the same thing actually applies to what we apply on our body as well. So basically the products should be, like not just natural. It should be something, it should have no nasties basically. So it shouldn't be toxic.
Yes.
It could be something, it could be scientific, like essentially everything. Everything has a chemical composition. Even nature, like air, has a chemical composition, right?
Yes.
But it should be free of toxins. This is
Mm.
what Detoxswaha believes in. And when you talk about the detox of the mind, body, soul,
Mhm.
so that's the thing. I think, like, it's basically, detox essentially means to be healthy,
Mhm.
to get rid of the toxins. So the detox of the mind and the body are correlated. But at the same time, I also believe in mind over matter. So when you are happy in your mind, that is when you will have the strength to actually take care of your body. And you must take care of your body because that is where your soul resides in. Essentially, that is the concept. So when I talk about the detox of the mind, it could be, you have to consciously put in effort and get rid of the negative thoughts, or you have to talk to yourself in your mind, that if let the thoughts come in, and then talk to yourself like, listen, what am I thinking? This does not make sense, and then in that moment, shift to a more positive mindset. Convince yourself, that I shouldn't think like this because I have this, or because this will happen, so I will get something better out of it. So that self talk is very important to keep a healthy mind and get rid of that toxic negative thoughts, for example. And when you start to do that over time, I think you will definitely feel much better. You'll feel more confident, and your view in life will change.
Exactly.
So I think that is a very important thing. And then so happens for your body as well. Like, we must have a good diet, and we must drink lots of water. Now I think, like, since 2020, I've started, like, every morning I get up and I drink, one big bottle of water. And I feel like, as difficult as it is, I'm like, no, I must do this, because
Mhm.
that's the first step. It's like you wake up in the morning, and what you do is the first step towards the rest of the day.
Yes.
So yes, it's a little changes, but it is very important to actually value yourself and take care of yourself. Then only will your body take care of you, right? Like,
Yes. Yes.
so that's the thing. And then same goes for, um so self-care essentially of the body, and then it's like, you have this hair, but you have to take care of it as well,
Mhm.
and you have your skin, and you have your, like, your dental. So it's a very basic concept, that just take care of yourself, and at the same time, use the right products when you are doing
Yes.
that.
Very much needed.
So
Yes.
that's my, yeah. So
Very much.
you should know the ingredients, know why you're using this, then you'll automatically, I mean, you'll feel the change in the quality. Yeah.
Very well said.
So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
For you, what are the top benefits of detox? I mean, you've mentioned already why is it important, and what does it do to you? But then, which of it is for those who do not do detox yet, what are the top benefits that you could share with them for them to be, somehow convinced that they need to detox?
Right.
Yeah.
I think the number one would be, it is very confidence boosting. So it helps you feel better of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and when you feel better of yourself, you'll definitely have more confidence, and you'll be more secure in your own mind and your own body. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that is definitely a number one. And number two would be, it definitely cleanses your aura. So for those who believe in it, and those who don't, they may, realize it once they start detox, or they consciously put an effort.
Mhm.
It does uplift your energy.
Yes.
So when you are feeling good, you bring good to the world. So like people will also, they will also notice the change
It
in you.
resonates.
Yeah, exactly. It resonates.
Yes,
So
yes.
like if I'm feeling good and if I'm hanging out with you today, then you will also feel good about it. So I'm
Yes,
passing
yes.
on the good energy. So
Exactly.
that is the thing. Another thing is, you will have an increased awareness, I think, with detox. So you're more aware of your body and your mind, because you're spending a little bit more time with yourself consciously,
Mm.
and it's not in it's in a way that you are truly taking care. So if today I'm like doing something, I'm putting on a face mask, for example, I'm
Mhm.
more aware of my face and how my skin improved, maybe, or the before, like how it was. So
Yes.
you have an increased awareness. So that is definitely one thing. And yeah, and I think overall you'll just feel more alive, and you'll have more energy,
Yes.
to do things. And yeah, you'll just be more aware, and everything will just fall in place. So
Exactly what a
yeah.
mom needs. I mean, those, yeah, I mean, coming from a mom
Yeah,
who has
yeah,
two daughters, I mean, over the
yeah,
overwhelming feeling and the stress that it gives, I mean,
yeah,
you need to make the effort to give time for
yeah,
yourself. Because if you don't, uh if you try to not, to put this aside, then it won't, I mean, those few minutes of taking care of yourself could surely, give you more benefit in the long term, and which is
right.
much
Yeah,
important. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Going into a personal matter, aside from detox, and you've mentioned earlier that you drink water every morning, what other
Yeah.
yeah, what other self-care practices do you practice?
Yeah, I think yeah. So self-care, essentially, I think we all know, eat good food, drink water, take care of it, use good products, and exercise. I definitely believe you have to sweat out once in a while to, feel good as well. Meditation is a big one.
Mm.
And meditation may not just mean, you just sit for like half an hour and you're just in, I don't know, not the commercial way of it.
Yes, yes,
It could
yes.
even just be three deep breaths, just three deep breaths with yourself in your mind. And it could be as simple as that. And just sending that kind of oxygen, to your organs, just do it more conscious, like where the oxygen is going with each breath.
Mm-hmm.
So focus on your breath. I think breathing is a big one for me. Um, Meditation, as in when I get time. Meditation is a bit tough because you have to sit down and take some time
Yes.
out. It is very important, but before meditation, I think breathing. Um, and I mean, I think another thing for me, especially, is just do nothing. you know, take some time out in a day and do absolutely nothing. And that is the best self care, I think, sometimes. So you just sit and do nothing. You could, scroll through Instagram, um just maybe you could watch a movie, or you could watch
Mm.
like a documentary,
Mm-hmm.
something where you don't really have to use so much of your brain or so much of your body, something where you're just relaxed and you're
Yes.
watching something you like, or you're listening to music, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is also very important.
Yes.
You just like reflect through your day. Okay, this happened and that happened, and you're just like people watch. I love people watching as
Me
well.
too.
I can, yeah, I can just grab a cup of coffee and then just like watch people. So it's the little things, I think. So yeah, it's something which gives me a lot of strength.
Oh, very
Yeah.
nice. I think we have lots of similarities with those. With that.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. For Detoxswaha, a part of your profit goes to the Singapore
Yeah.
Association of Mental Health, or
Yeah.
SAMH. How did you come up
Yeah.
with this idea of supporting them, and why of all the different associations you chose this one?
Basically, essentially, I truly want to increase mental health awareness in Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is something which in our society is, I mean, now it's a bit, it's better. Definitely, it's better, especially after COVID, because people
Yes.
realize. But I think that sort of awareness and it's that acceptance is still needed, and that is why I chose this organization, because it's local and I liked this association. I liked what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was basically that. And I also thought, you know I felt like with Detox Swaha as well, it was an overall well-being, right? It's an overall well-being brand, right?
Yes.
It's not just like you apply this and you're done. I'm also trying to promote that you should be happy, be peaceful,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, and take care of your thoughts, and try to control your thoughts and these kind of things. So I'm very
Mm-hmm.
much inclined to like mental health, and yeah. So I want that um, awareness to be increased in Singapore and within Singaporeans. And I want us to be able to talk about it more often. You know, like it should be okay. Like, hey, listen, I think I just need 10 minutes. I'm just not feeling it right now. And it's completely fine, because in those 10 minutes, you'll take some time out to yourself. You'll just maybe go for a walk or something, and then you'll come back better. I think that kind of acceptance and that vocal awareness is still not there. So
Very nice.
yeah.
Yes, and I think it is much really needed, especially nowadays. And I mean, your product is about detoxing, which is, I mean, part of self care. And one of the aspects of also of self care is the mental. So, so it all comes. I mean, it's all connected. So it's
Yeah.
really nice that you are supporting them. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
For the
Yeah.
Detox Swaha products, what is the difference of your products compared to other detox that is in the market?
Product.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think detox Saha products are more, they're very intricately formulated. So every ingredient has a reason why it is in that product. And it is also extremely potent, in the sense that after the first use, you will see results. Like this is this is the review of my customers so far. Um, and we use like grade A ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
So, we source it from all over the world. I have a clay coming from Morocco. I have something coming from France. I have something coming from India, something coming from Sri Lanka, something from Indonesia. So
Of
the
the best.
best, best of the best. Yeah. And there is no compromise in that,
Mm.
because I mean, we feel like that is the least we can give to our customers, since this is our message. And also, we want to make it affordable. We want to make it, like it is a luxury brand because of the ingredients and
Mhm,
because of its potency, but
mhm.
it is also affordable in the sense that you can afford it.
Yeah.
So I think that is very important, because a lot of times I think people, feel like, okay, they can't afford it and they cannot, so they don't reap the benefits of it. But I
Exactly.
feel like, yeah, before it is Detox Soha products, it is also, the first thing is to take care of yourself. So this is
Mhm.
what we want everyone to do.
Yes, yes,
you
yes.
know and the third thing I would say is our packaging is well
Mm,
thought about. We thought of, for like, so I did a survey, and a lot of the times it is, especially with natural products, it is the whole um, I mean, sometimes it gets tiring for people to take out that even 2 minutes to do this, or they think like, oh, I have to do this now, I have to do this, and then apply.
Yeah.
Um, so we've tried to make it as user friendly as possible, that you just pick it up and you use it, you know. So
Mm.
like, yeah, so we try to, I mean, we try to make the packaging as convenient as possible for use. Yeah.
Very nice. I'm sure. I mean, your customers are loving it, and more and more people who come across this Detoxswaha would, you know, be interested in getting it.
Mhm.
Okay. Why would you recommend? Because Detoxswaha uses, as we said earlier, it uses the best of the best. But then,
Yeah.
why would you recommend natural based products versus those scientifically based products? We
Yeah.
touched a bit earlier, but then
Yeah. Yeah.
could you give more light to it?
Yeah. So I think the true meaning is actually everything. See, chemicals I think essentially come from nature, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
everything, even a fruit has its own chemical composition.
Yes.
Scientifically speaking, basically nature is science. So nowadays, however, what has happened in the skincare, especially in the cosmetic skincare industry, is there's a lot of inclusion of toxic ingredients or nasty ingredients. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, as I mentioned earlier, they'll put like artificial coloring or artificial fragrances. You know, and these are all, they may not be toxic today, but they are definitely affecting your body with prolonged use and regular use. They're going to affect your body maybe 5 years down the line. You know, like nowadays, a lot of girls are having PCOS and PCOD and all sorts of things.
Yes.
And this is part of the reason why, because we are using a lot of like toxic ingredients, and these are not active ingredients. So active in the sense like it's not something to benefit you.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very aesthetic addition, you know. It is
Mm-hmm.
just so it looks good or it smells good or it helps to keep the product longer on the shelf, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So these are, I from my point of view, these are very unnecessary, and I feel like, you know, if you're using a product especially for self-care on your
Mm-hmm.
body, on your skin, on
Yes.
your hair, or like
Mm-hmm.
whatever, it should be it should be extremely valuable, you know. It should be
Mm-hmm.
good stuff,
Yes.
right? Because we only have this. We only
Yeah.
have this, and we have to live in this, and we have to use the good stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is like a very big difference in my mind. So it is not essentially that we are using so natural, like for example, I can say, like, you know, castor beans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Castor beans, it goes through some sort of process and then it becomes castor oil.
Mm-hmm.
So it is essentially going through like a scientific chemical procedure,
Yes.
but I'm using, you know, the pure and the natural and the uh, true form of castor
Custard.
beans, which is going to benefit me, for
Mm.
example,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that is actually the difference. When we say natural, it is no nasties and it is all real products that make sense, you know, like, so that is the thing. Actually. Yeah.
You've explained that very nicely, and I mean, for someone who, you know, just want to buy a product, I think that is one of the convincing, you know, moment where
Mm,
they get to realize and think, oh yeah, you make a point,
mm.
and I think this one should be better for me. Yeah. Yeah, and especially, I mean, we tend to spend nowadays a lot of money on a lot of things that we want, and why not splurge on something that you use in your body, your skin? Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Yes.
that's so
So
rightly said.
sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes we need to, you know, think what is our priorities and focus on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh why would you recommend we're down on our last question right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Why would you recommend someone to add detox to their lifestyle? Because not everyone does this, right? And
Yeah.
we're talking about your products, which are the those scrub, and which I think some other people would think as un, not unnecessary, just an add-on to the things that they need
Yeah.
to buy, or things that
Correct.
they need to use, which would need time. Those kind of mindset. So how would you recommend this to them and convince them?
I think the first step is be more aware of your body and your wants and needs. Like you said, priorities is very
Mm,
important. Do not neglect yourself. Oftentimes, being a mom, I think you must have experienced this, that you tend to neglect yourself. So, especially in the early days, maybe like your
yes.
focus is your children and
Exactly.
whatever else. um so I would say, do not neglect yourself. You have to take care of yourself, only then can you take care of your children. Right?
Yes.
So that goes for everyone. And I think that that is a very solid reason of why you should detox. Um because it is okay that you neglected yourself for, say, 6 days in a week, but at least one day,
Mm,
take it out. 1 hour in a day, not even one day, just take it
yes.
out for yourself, where you're doing something, where you are either feeding, like feeding your skin or feeding your body, basically, of to help
Good stuff.
improve it.
Yes.
Yeah, to help improve yourself, or to help maintain yourself, or to repair if any damage has been done.
Mhm.
So that is one thing. And another thing I would say is, our body is on our side. We often forget that, like our organs are in our side. So they repair very quickly. If
Mhm.
you focus on, if anything has happened, for you must have heard, just when you start taking care of something, if something has gone wrong and you start taking care of it earlier,
Mhm.
then it is reversible. you know
Mhm.
but once too much damage has been done, then of course it is difficult to go back to your healthy self.
Yes.
So why reach till that stage? I think prevention is always better than cure,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
So you have to, it is okay that like go crazy, and your focus is something else, blah blah blah, but give yourself at least 1 hour in a week, at
Mhm.
least 1 hour in a week, and take care of yourself and get rid of the toxins mentally and physically as well. Just because you love yourself,
Mhm.
just because you love your children, or you love like your family or your job or whatever it is, just to be there with everyone, you have to be there with you. I think that is very important. So yeah, that is a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you said is totally on point, and I think of all the episodes that I've done, this episode is the one that hits that point of what mommy with a goal is for. You've been
Mm-hmm.
mentioning throughout the interview that you need to take care of yourself before you are able to give out anything for others. So that is the whole point that we are I mean, I myself am trying to give spread the message, and I'm so
Yeah.
thankful for so that I had this opportunity to talk to you, and have someone who resonates I what I have on mind, and have the same mindset
Yeah.
that I have, and it's such a great feeling. And it's good that with the help of technology, I mean, even with this
Right.
kind of circumstance, we are able to connect. So I'm truly
Right.
grateful for this opportunity.
No, yeah, even I am definitely extremely grateful, and it is great connecting with you.
Yes, yes.
Thanks to technology. Thanks to also because we have the same goal, we have the same mindset. So
Yes,
it's great that it's great coming together with you and to share this message and spread it
yes.
to as many mommies as possible. And I
Yeah.
hope everybody benefits. Yeah. So that's great what you're doing. I love it. As soon as I saw your page, I was like, this is great that what you're doing. So
Thank
thank
you
you
so much.
for doing what you do. Yeah.
Thank you again. And
Yeah.
does Detox Swaha have any promotions or anything that you would like to invite our audience? You could have the floor.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. I think we can have a 5% discount
Oh,
with
that's
a
great.
checkout code. We can
Okay, we
have a
can.
checkout code of Mommy with a Goal.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so
So
much.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure our audience
Yeah.
would love it. I will just
Yeah. Yeah. I
put
would
in
love
the
that.
I'll just put here
Yeah.
also. So
Yeah.
that would be Mommy with a Goal. You just use
Yeah.
that code and
Yeah.
you'll get a five. Is it a 5%?
5%
Five
discount. Yeah.
percent
In your
discount.
entire
So
order. Yeah.
oh, so there you have it,
Yeah.
guys. So that's your a good thing from Detox Swaha that they give us. I hope you are as happy as I am and grateful for this opportunity that Swati has given us. And
Yeah.
to end this, would you want to add anything more, Swati?
I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I hope it makes sense what I
Oh,
said,
it
and
does.
everybody likes this.
It does.
So
And
yeah,
I know that whoever would be watching this would learn a thing or two, and as long as they apply it in their lives, it would make a difference
mm,
also, because most of the time we only hear or read,
mm,
or
yeah,
we
yeah,
get something from one ear, but then we never reflect. We just let it pass on another
yeah,
one. So
yeah,
let it stay within you and reflect on it, and internalize,
right,
apply it on your daily
right.
lives, and then if you're done, then
And then yeah,
okay,
yeah,
let it release. You're
feel
done
the
with it.
difference and then let it
Yes,
go. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
exactly. So that's what
yeah,
self-care is about, and I hope that this episode has helped you in a way that would help you better your lives. So
yeah,
I hope
definitely.
you stay tuned all every Friday. Mommy with a Goal comes out with a new episode every Friday at 8 p.m. Singapore time. So I hope you click that subscribe button and like, so you always get notified. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you again, Swati. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone,
Thank
for
you.
watching this episode. Bye.
Bye.